It's all about relationships and working with the landlords, working with head office and your staff, your team. You can get through anything if you work together. So I think
you really can.
COVID was hard in Melbourne. There was no clients coming. We had some confidence, but we knew that if it took time and COVID kept going longer, we'd be able to get through it because with their support.
You went hard for Geelong?
Yeah, Geelong was, obviously the Games was coming to Geelong. It wasn't a reason we went there, but it was a bit of cream on top, I guess.
It's interesting though, we're seeing it in Brisbane too. I was in London when the Olympics were there,
right.
And how much hype there was for really just a couple of months of good occupancy.
That's right.
What's been the biggest challenge that you wouldn't have foreseen in starting a charity?
When we started TKC, our biggest thing was always that $100 comes in, $100 comes out.
Yeah.
So the whole purpose we started TKC was to make sure that if you give us $100, $100 goes to a family with
That's
cancer.
amazing. Welcome to Resort Brokers Radio. I'm Trudy. We're going to walk you through the ever-evolving landscapes of hotels, motels, caravan parks and management rights. Here we have experts from all across the accommodation industry, and we've invited them along to tell us all about their success stories, the lessons they've learnt, what their predictions are for the market going forward and what trends they're seeing. Please join us. We look forward to seeing you there. Welcome back to Resort Brokers Radio. I'm very excited about our next guest. I've got the fabulous Mark O'Shea, who is joining us today from TKC, all the Quest network, as one of the most successful franchisees ever to be. Thank you so much for joining us.
It's my pleasure. Great to be here.
We could talk about so much because we could talk about the 5 franchises that you have been involved in with Quest, right? But I think even more interesting, and I say that to our friends at Quest, is the amazing charity that you and your wife and friends have started up in your spare time, right? But let's go back. So your first dealings with the Resort Brokers was with Jim Chapman.
It was, yes.
And he sold you the Knox, or
no. So we had Quest Knox and we were running Quest Knox,
yes.
and Jim came out and helped us sell Quest Knox. A long time ago now. It was 20 years ago we started, and so we ran that business about 8 years, and we went on to Quest Bundoora after Knox, but
Greenfield site.
That's right. It was very exciting coming from Knox, which was about 50 years old.
Yes, one of the older,
that's
more
right.
mature. Yes.
Did our hard yards there, so to speak. And then Bundoora became available, and Jim helped us sell Knox at the time, which was a hard sell, but Jim's a bit of a legend, as you know.
He is a legend. We used to joke that he didn't bleed Resort Brokers, he bled.
Yeah.
He bled Quest, really. He was
100%.
So passionate about it.
So you got that done?
Yeah, he got that done. And so then Bundoora was off the plan.
Yes.
And was that scary?
It was, because my background's a chef, and I learned a lot at Knox and had a restaurant, a conference centre there.
Okay,
but
right.
Going into a brand new building was very exciting because coming from an old Quest Knox, which was so old, and motel style property into a brand new apartment,
shiny,
hotel.
Hotel, glamorous.
100%. And then dealing with defects for the first time was also a learning curve, which was great.
Yes.
But, I couldn't knock it. It was an amazing experience. And, so Bundoora was sort of turned our life around. My wife and I, Kai, we sort of went from an old property to and look, financially, our kids were growing up in that time as well, and they were running around the hotel. It was sort of an amazing experience.
Thing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what's amazing about the industry. Yeah. Not only can you do it well, huge, like you did, huge wealth creation, which is fantastic, but also just the fact that you can be with your family.
Absolutely.
If you choose to be.
Absolutely. And my kids have not known anything different. They're 18 and 16 now, and we've been in Quest the whole time, so that's all they've ever known. And they've done housekeeping, reception, and they've done
good training. Though.
Absolutely, they've done a bit of everything. And actually, the older daughter, she's starting her own fashion dress hire business at the moment. But her next business, she goes, I'm going to own a boutique hotel, 5-star boat. That's her future plans in life. So,
she and I can do some deals. When I started at Resort Brokers as the holiday time receptionist and the coffee girl after school.
There you go.
Yeah, so along we've come.
That's right.
Okay, so then you went from Bundoora to Epping, but as an investor with the operator?
So Dan and Jen Wilson are our partners at Epping. So Dan, actually we met back at Quest Knox. So Dan was a trainee through the Quest network, and he was only a young tacker. I think he was 18, 19 at the time, and Jen was already working the network, a head office as well. So they they met through that channel, but
Oh,
it
right.
was great. But
Yes.
but then years later, Quest Epping became available, and the Quest model is you have second businesses, you have a partner, and
Yeah, well, that's because it's a true owner-operator model,
Absolutely.
right? Which is why it's so good.
yeah, we couldn't have found better partners in Dan and Jen,
Yep.
and I guess the rest is history. We're probably about 8 years in now, and
Flying.
Epping has been amazing since day one. Last year, it won the Victorian Franchise of the Year, so
indeed.
it's performing well, and the guys do an amazing job. So very happy.
Shout out to them.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
but I know in the network genuinely how much people appreciate your experience.
Sure.
And you're very generous with your time and so on.
100%. It's just with Dan, like Dan and Jen, the guys run the business as their own business, and
Yep.
it's just an extra. They can pick up the phone, and we can catch up and look at things. I might
New
pick up
eyes.
something, or Kai might pick up something they haven't seen, and just a set of eyes and support. If they need
Support's
something
it.
or something happens, then we're there to help them. So
Particularly early on. I reckon
100%.
early on when you've got to have conversations with staff
That's right.
or
That's right.
moving rate or things that make you a bit nervous.
That's right.
Just
That's
to
right.
have someone experienced
Absolutely.
there is huge. And so then you decided that you weren't doing enough. So then you went to Geelong Central.
Preston was the next one.
Preston, beg your
Yeah,
pardon, I
yeah.
missed one, yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when was Preston? Tell
So
us about
Preston was not the best opening. It opened in the middle of COVID lockdown 2 and 3. So and business partners there was another sort of Quest story was Steve and Liz Galea.
Yes,
at the time.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Liz is fantastic.
Absolutely,
She worked with us for
she
a long
did.
time.
But Liz actually
Yep.
hired me at Quest 20 years ago as a property manager at Knox. So
She spotted your talent.
she did. So she hired Kai and I. We started as property managers before we brought Knox as a franchise.
And were
but
you in a relationship then, or did you?
Kai and
meet
I
there
were in a
first?
relationship.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
yeah, we were together, and
Yep.
and Steve and Liz, they went on to do Beaumont Q and
Yeah,
other
of course,
properties.
absolutely.
But things just turned around. Liz, Steve, and I have all kept contact with Kai, and
Yes.
Preston became available, and the guys really wanted to push it. That they live locally, they knew the area,
They knew it,
were
yeah,
very
passionate,
confident.
yep.
It was a risk. Look, I mean, COVID was hard in Melbourne.
So did you buy it when COVID was already, but you knew it was?
100%. No, COVID had already. Well, a year probably. Almost a year in to
I was
COVID.
gonna say-
So there was no clients coming for we knew that, but look,
Wow.
what gave us some confidence, we had
that's
Pelicano,
amazing.
who were the developer of
Yeah,
that one,
amazing,
Vando and the
amazing,
guys,
yep.
and we had some pretty good conversations, and they were very supportive. They knew what we're going into, and
I knew who they had an operator.
but who knows what was happening at the time. So, and also head office, the guys at head office were,
They did such a
David
great
Mansfield
job.
and the guys were right behind us. So we were able to, we had some confidence, but we knew that if it took time and COVID kept going longer, we'd be able to get through it because with their support. So we,
But you must have, you see, it says something about your, the way you see things, right? Like naturally positive, opportunity
Sure.
everywhere, because most people were trying to get out of their contracts.
100%. And we knew COVID couldn't last forever. Like it was, well, hopefully at the
Yes,
time, but
yes.
but we knew that we just battle through it. And it's all about relationships and working with the landlords, working with head office and your staff, your team. You can get through anything if you work together. So I think
You really can, can't you?
we sort of, and I learned that at Quest Knox actually. We had Strata at Knox, and
you
that
had
was
a lot of landlords.
a lot of landlords, and had Bundoora was the same. So a lot of relationships, and again,
Different types of people.
100%. So if you can manage those relationships well, and you can sort of manage most things in life.
Yeah, the beginning, no
Yeah,
trouble. No
definitely.
trouble. And so then Geelong is the last one that you've bought.
Yeah.
It's still in on.
Yeah, so
Yes.
Geelong Central, so Quest
Geelong
Central.
Central, beg your
So
pardon.
another greenfield. So
Yes.
actually, my brother Greg is the operational part down there with his
Yes.
wife Linda,
Right.
and with Dan and Jen from Epping as well. So Kai and I, Dan and Jen, and Greg and Linda. So it's a bit of a.
I
you know,
love that.
a bit
Keep it in the family.
But he's amazing. He's an ex-chef like me years ago, and he was
he's a
a
great guy.
hospitality guy, and he was just ready for he's 50-ish, somewhere around
Being
there.
his own boss.
100%.
Yeah.
He's watched our Kai and I's Quest journey for a long time, and
has been
he's always
amazing.
wanted to do it, but he's also been happy in what he was doing.
I
And
think it's a bit scary, isn't it?
That's right.
Just before you make the jump.
100%. So the opportunity came up, and we missed out on a couple of properties, and he kept
I was going
going.
to say, because it was
yeah.
really highly contested,
Absolutely.
right? Those green fields.
That's right. So he kept battling away, and
Yep.
we ended up getting with Geelong Central. And look, Geelong's been great. It's it's probably about 2.5 years in now, I'd say, roughly around there. But
What made you pick Geelong? Like, I know that you missed a couple and you wanted a green field,
Yeah.
but there were a few available at the time.
Yeah.
You went hard for Geelong.
yeah, Geelong was obviously the Com Games was coming to Geelong, and that
Yes.
was just sort of I guess. It wasn't a reason we went there, but it was a bit of cream on top, I
It's
guess.
interesting, though. It's interesting to me.
Yeah.
We're seeing it in Brisbane too.
Yeah.
And I was in London when the Olympics were there.
Right.
And how much hype there was for really just a couple of months of good occupancy.
That's right. That's
You
right.
know?
Yeah.
But how much do you reckon it swayed you?
Look, it was
Genuine.
also infrastructure that would have come with
Yeah, of course.
with the game. So they were building new stadiums and new swimming pools and all these things were coming.
And
So
a new conference centre, which is coming
yeah,
soon.
so the new conference centre is being built as well. So there's a whole lot of, and also there's 3 other hotels opened as well.
No, that's what I mean. There's a lot of supply.
Yeah, a lot of supply, and there's more coming. So it's, you know, Geelong's like a little city. When you do business in Geelong,
city.
it's sort of a how do you put it? I love Geelong, and actually my daughter's boyfriend got drafted with Geelong in AFL this year, so I've got a bit of connection. So I'm sort of.
So you're a bit of a superstar. You're with the superstar.
No, he's down there. So when he gets a game, but Geelong's it's a mini city, and when you get to spend time in Geelong, I guess I grew up in a place called Camperdown, which is Western District.
Yes.
And then when I got to spend time in Geelong in business, I actually got to know it better. And there's so many good restaurants and little Mount Streets, the Bay, and it's absolutely amazing place. And you duck down to Lorne or Torquay, all these places. And so we sort of, the weekends fly down there, the huge leisure component. They stay in the city and they go do their day trips.
I thought it was a bit corporate too during the week.
Corporate during the week, but summer.
Best of both.
It's probably, I would say, he's probably the 60-40, 60 corporate, 40 leisure, and over summer, 50-50. It's sort of.
Wow, how fantastic.
Yeah, so it's good. But winter's tough. Corporate Monday to Friday, but we pick up a lot of longer term business and a lot of proper corporate.
I have no doubt that you're getting everything you can. So then, talking about what I really want to talk about, right, which every time I speak to you, I'm always just so in awe of you and your fabulous wife and your friends. Tell me, how did I know Team Kill Cancer, but really we're going to call it TKC because that's what everyone knows it as.
Sure.
How did you go about starting a charity?
Okay, so it's a hard to explain, but we'll get through it.
How many drinks were there involved? Let's be honest.
No, there was a few. But, so Nathan and Kathy Williams are our partners in Team Kill Cancer. So Kai and I, there's 4 of us. 12 years ago, we started Team Kill Cancer, and Nathan's mum was actually, her 3rd bout of cancer was sort of on the last legs, and we wanted to do some fundraising, and we were just out there, we're doing bike rides, and can you imagine me and Lycra? I was looking a bit better back in those days, not anymore, but we're doing bike rides. We're raising money for all these different charities, and we sort of just, we're doing these events, but there were so many costs involved. We were meeting the CEOs, the managers, and we did a bike ride, and they had masseuses lined up and all this amazing food and accommodation. We're raising $10,000 for this bike ride, and Nathan and I are thinking,
how much of it's going to? How much is left after all that?
You'd hate to think what was left. So anyway, we sort of started. Nathan's mum, actually, Rose, was the one who came with the idea. She said, "You guys are so good at fundraising and doing what you're doing. Why don't the 4 of you just do your own thing? Start your own charity." And so we sort of we didn't actually plan to run our own charity. It was just sort of something, we're just doing some fundraising. We've always loved, Kai and I, and Nathan, Kath the same. We've always loved supporting charities and doing things. So it's in our nature.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah.
So it's sort of TKC was born, I guess, very quickly from that, and.
But you thought, why not, really? You never thought it was going to get to as big as it was now, right then?
Well, when we started, it started in, so the first event was Nathan and Kath's backyard, and I think we had about 40 people.
First gala
the first event. And
Who did you get there?
Oh, friends and family. It was literally just all our mates. We started with that, and then we did a bogan night of all things, so we dressed up as, being in Greensborough, Melbourne, we're all a bit.
Sounds fun. I'd like that
right.
one. That would be a hit in Queensland.
Absolutely. Yes. We all had our wigs on and our flannels, and we did it. We hired a running track club room. So, and I still had Quest Knock, so we bought our own bar and we bought our own caterers. It was very very in-house, and we ran it, and I think we had 80 to 90 people, which was growing. It was a good start.
It's doubling in 2 years.
That's it. And then
9 years later, so that would have been year 3.
Yeah, well, then we did our first proper gala. So I guess we had little events. Which Quest Knox had a conference room, a function room. So we had a night with the stars, it was called. So it was like we hired some stuff. And again, just I think
was that fancy dress or did
we had suits and it was just a bit of a
fantastic, so beautiful. Yeah,
but I reckon it was 110 to not 120 people. So again,
it's still
very small.
Quite a big thing. There's weddings that are small, a lot of them.
That's right. So that was where sort of the first year and a half took us.
Yes.
And then look, we had a lot of, I guess once people got to understand what we did, and we'll talk about later, but people sort of got behind us very quickly.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, we had a gala at I think Ivanhoe. It was Rosanna Golf Course was next one.
Yes, right, so nice spot.
Another one, so that was probably 180. So I grew up.
So that would have been what, 6 or 7 years ago?
Yeah, that'd be probably looking back 10 years ago.
9, 10
we're 12
years
years in now.
Yeah.
So, no, you're probably right. 8 years ago, probably.
Yeah.
And then we started our first golf day. So we had our own TKC called the Golf Classic.
So what was the idea between? So you were just doing these gala dinners once a year.
Yes.
That's what it was doing, right? And then you thought we can do more.
Yes, that's
because
right.
you've got such great following, such great
100%.
network. Yep. And so then you decide on the golf day.
Well, there's been a lot of golf in my life. I'm not a very good golfer, but there's been a lot of organising golf. So TKC,
fantastic.
we do our own golf day every year. We've done for 10 years actually. And
They're fantastic days. Come along. They're fantastic.
We had one on the weekend, and I think we raised 40,000 from our golf day, which was just in Yarrambat in Melbourne. So a great day. But every year the galas have grown. So
800. So
800 was the last one. Yeah.
I could not believe it.
Yeah.
Not only was it very professional, not
Sure.
that I don't think you're professional.
No, 100%.
But I could tell it was amazing how connected everyone in the room felt.
Yeah.
You had some really beautiful speakers, but it was a great fun night. But 900 people.
Well, this year, in November the 7th, we're heading to Crown actually. So we've booked out Crown.
Wow.
The big room at Crown, and we're hoping to get over 1,000. So every year we've grown 100, 200 people.
But 10%, I mean, that's a fantastic goal, isn't it?
100%. So this year's the big one at Crown, and then if we fill out Crown one day, we're in trouble because I think we've run out of.
Well, there's no more locations.
That's right.
We've got to take it abroad.
100%.
And so then the golf days, obviously then Quest came in as your major sponsor because you're so ingrained, but also it's so impressive what you've done.
Sure.
So they've always been supportive of it, but they took on a bigger sponsorship a couple of years ago.
Yeah, probably the first one was in Melbourne 4 years ago, would you believe it?
Right.
Sounds like it feels like yesterday we did it.
Doesn't it?
I know, but 4 years ago, we decided to do more of a corporate golf day. So we're doing the TKC golf days, which was more fun and friends and family. But we decided that there's an opportunity. So I approached, David Mansfield, Dave Ridgway, and the team head office, and I approached the idea of Kai and I said, why don't we do a corporate golf day?
Yes.
I said, we've got enough contacts between us to make this happen. And I think I rang you, and I don't think I even finished the conversation. You were already on board. What do you need from me, Mark? Just let me know what you need in your form.
It's so amazing what you do.
Yeah.
And every time I've seen it, it's so impressive.
Yeah.
And because of the people in the room, you know that the money, you can see where the money's going. Like sometimes I feel like you can spend a lot of money, but you can't see the knock-ons.
That's right.
So let's drill into that for a second.
Sure.
Where you, with only the four of you running it, so as you can really share it around, but you also get a local charity. It's not just cancer charities.
We do, yeah. So what we did was, so we sort of, to get this around the country, TKC is a Melbourne-based charity, so most of our work's done in Melbourne. So we couldn't really grow it and then go to Queensland and say support TKC when people are like, we'll get it there. Yeah, great charity. But so what we did was, we decided we partnered with franchisees. So in Melbourne, we did the Melbourne one, and we partnered with a charity called Bridge Darabin.
Yep.
So a bit about Bridge Darabin, they're a community house in Preston that the team at Quest Preston have been helping for about 6-7 years. But what happens is we sponsor their lunches. So what happens is every week they put on a lunch for the local community. People that need to come in and have a good feed. They take away some groceries. Really great, down to earth, real charities. And they had this opportunity where when people come to get the lunch, they wanted to be able to give them access to things like computer support, Salvation Army, police.
Like to fill in your forms, get a bit organised.
Anything. So from our golf day we did last year, we brought Bridge Darabin on board and we raised for them $23,000, which is great for their charity. And they created a thing called Quest Bridge Darabin. So what it is when they come in for their lunch, there's a room out the back that's got about 15 different support agencies there.
Wow, yeah.
Which the golf day funded that for the year. So basically, they can come in a nice, safe environment, go in and do what they need to do in privacy, So So we're again, we've got these guys on board this year because we have to keep that going.
Yeah. You can actually see the impact of what you're doing.
Yeah.
And then obviously, and you match that then 50-50, or is it just what people need?
No, it depends. So different charities. So for example, we work on who the charity is, how much, what we're doing, and sometimes it's 60-40, sometimes it's 50-50. A couple have been 75 for the local charity and 25 for us.
I just think it's so amazingly generous.
We're sort of just, it's case by case and see what what we're trying to do with the money. So
it just makes me feel more and more that we need to do more and more.
Absolutely.
So we did the first one in Brisbane. You took the
first one in Melbourne.
Tour.
So Melbourne.
Yeah. But then you only a year ago, a couple of years ago.
2 years ago. So our good friend Ben O'Sullivan up in Queensland, Northern Queensland. I think Ben actually rang, Ben well. He rang us and Kai and I and said, let's do one in Brisbane. Let's go for it. And Ben lives up in I don't know where actually is Rocky or something. He's right up north, and Ben's no worries. You'll make it happen. So Ben pretty much he was our
He organised it too,
organised
to be fair,
it.
yeah.
He got everything done, and with support of good franchisees in Brisbane as well, because we can't do it without the franchisees in those areas. But Ben pretty much took on the lead and so Kai and I really just support. We still run the day with him, go up and do it, but we do sort of the support side of it. We do the systems, the website, all those things,
the
and
bookings and who to get onto and 100%. So on.
And Ben does the
getting people in the room.
That's right.
We're going to help Ben more too.
Yeah, definitely. So Ben's done great, and obviously it's your neck of the wood as well. You've brought some people for us, which
you know what it is? Every time people go, they go, "Gosh, that was a great day."
Yeah.
And organically it'll grow.
100%.
But I think also that's why it's so good to have you here.
That's right.
Really get you out in the net, out into the ether.
Yeah.
Of what's on offer, and that it really does make a difference.
That's right. And Ben picked two great, again, the franchisee in that area picks the charity they want to support. And he had two great charities, Man Up Australia, which do prostate cancer education, and then Cap Rescue, which is a helicopter service.
So great
we had 3 charities for the last Queensland Day. So Queensland's had 2 years. So
2 years, and then Sydney.
No, then the Albury Wodonga was the last one we had. Yeah,
so you did go New South Wales, but you decided to keep it a little bit more regional.
Yeah, so Tash and Amy from Quest Orange, the guys, and Vince and the team, the guys in Quest Albury, to make sure right. They were huge, and again the little regional town, and there was
fantastic places to do them though. In a way, you get a better turnout.
No, we had a great turnout, and people, we had some challenges with the course, but we ended up having to set up a marquee. We had some fun, but country people are unreal to work with. Like it's just
they get behind everything. It's somehow you can get a whole town to come out.
That's right.
More than you can from places big as Brisbane.
100%. So we got as many there as we did up in the big states.
Ben, we need to get it moving. That's all I ever hear.
That's it. And then that was a great success. And we support a charity there called Boys of the Bush, which is a local charity in northern sort of areas there. But they go out to troubled youth that are really struggling along, and they go out and offer support. They find jobs for them. They connect sort of, I guess, the city to the regional. So some of these kids are living out, 500 k's from anywhere, and don't have access to
anything much. Yeah,
no social support,
other people.
Nothing. So great charity, and the guys up there are great to work with. So again, supported a really good local charity, and which was great.
Makes a difference. Yeah. So to all our fabulous watchers, right? How do they support?
Yeah, can I mention one more? Sorry.
Absolutely.
Before I go there, because there's one more. We just had it was literally 4 days ago up in New South Wales in Jimmy up at Woolooware Bay. So Jim reached out to Kai and I and said, I'm doing one here. I think he might have had, actually, he was at a Hawaiian Quest conference. He had a few drinks. He actually said when he had a few drinks at one of the galas. And then he said to me, I want to do on a golf day. And I said, no worries. We got a phone call 2-3 days later, and he was on. He remembered, and it was on. And then
How good's that?
And Jimmy again, he did all the hard yards. He's a very connected man in that area. You walk around the street with Jimmy, he knows everyone. Typical Quest franchisee in his location.
So true.
Yeah, and again, Jack Aranda Foundation, which is the local hospital that Jim's part of. So again, it was really.
Well, my brother went to it, Tim, and Sydney, and he got up to do help with the auction. Yeah. I probably should have worded him up a bit. I imagine he got the microphone.
He did great, but he can't play golf very well.
Oh, he can't play golf. We can't play golf at all. We were actually joking and saying we really just need to get a branded little booze cart, drive around. We're very good at doing that.
100%.
Just getting everyone a little bit.
You both have a lot of fun though.
We have the best time. It's such a great day.
Yeah, it's good. And Jackie was there, who sold Bundoora for us. She was again never played golf, but she was out on the golf course having a great time.
She'll give anything a crack, mate. She'd have a bit of a chat.
I don't think they finished. They had about 7 or 8 holes to go. I think they pulled the pin because everyone else had finished. So I think they just came in.
But their guests had a great 100%. Time. They really had a great time too. So tell me, what's been the biggest challenge that you wouldn't have foreseen in starting a charity?
Oh, so when we started TKC, our biggest thing was always that $100 comes in, $100 comes out. Yeah. So Nath, Kath, Kai and I, we said we're never going to hire staff. We're never going to hire, because we just the whole purpose the reason we started TKC was to make sure that if you give us $100 goes to a family with cancer.
That's amazing though, because it does take a lot of time.
Absolutely.
Really.
So we all do it in our own time. Like Nath's a landscaper, Kath's an architect, Kai and I have got our Quest. So
look, you've got so much time.
No, but when the events come up, there's things on. It's very stressful. Like it is, like anything you do. Yeah. But then through the year we're helping families with cancer. So pretty much our motto is that we pretty much the rest of the year we're helping amazing people and doing great work in the community. So it's worth the stress and headaches it causes to be able to do that.
You can see the difference, right? You're so close to it.
100%.
Yeah.
We've and look, like last year or just this last 12 months, we probably helped 65 families, which was our biggest ever by far.
So that's what you do with
Absolutely.
you actually then just identify people in need affected by cancer.
100%. So what happens with TKC is for $25 you become a member. So basically Trudy becomes a member of TKC.
Yes.
We rely on you to find people in the community with cancer. So you'll go out and you'll know someone at work or someone. Look, unfortunately, everyone knows someone with cancer.
Absolutely.
So we can't sort of go out and vet and try and find people to help.
There's got to be a goodwill factor of genuineness, right?
Yeah. So you being part of our TKC membership, we trust you to say you find the people to help. And all what you do is you find out how. So it's really personal. You go to them and say, "How can we help you? Do you need money? Do you need rent covered? Do you need a holiday? Or whatever you decide is right for that person. That's how we do it. And then you come to us. We give you the gift to give to them. Done. And then it's a very simple, very clean process.
What you've done so well there, and I think of well, you're obviously why you're so successful in the Quest thing, is you've been just an absolute master at getting real buy-in and letting the people who want to support it get the rewards. Like you give them the gift to go and give, so they get the joy of seeing that in someone's eyes and the emotion of making a difference, right?
Because you pick up TK supporters every time you do that, because every time someone's helping someone, like, I can't believe a charity out of nowhere just come and,
just gave that to me or did it.
Yeah, and people are going through cancer. You don't realise, like, a Quest have a lot of people staying at Quest through the Sony You Can Stay
very generous,
program. Yeah, it's amazing. So Sony and Quest, but these people are travelling from a long way away and they're giving up their work. They can't work. And it's great.
They don't unpaid leave often.
All of it.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
It's great their accommodations paid for, but the thing is that petrol, tyres,
travel, planes,
everything. So TKC can help, we helped a few of those families in that case, and which is good. And it's sort of a...
So you work quite closely with
absolutely,
Quest.
Absolutely.
Who do that.
And we're too small to help everyone, but we do what we can. So people that we can help, we don't want any money in our account. We want money in. It's not like a business. We want it out.
No, idea. You don't want to retain any of it.
So it's wants it out straight away.
And so we're going to have a whole big table this year at the event.
Great.
And I was just thinking how we've got to get every broker in the company as a member.
Great.
Right. But then going back, what has been harder than you ever thought it would be? Is there unforeseen stuff like red tape that you just...
Okay, so I'll give you an example, Kai. So Kai, she's very... gets emotional very quickly, like same as me. And if you see someone sick or something happening, it's, we all get... It's hard because if you get a personal connection with someone with cancer, it's very difficult. So I remember Kai took a gift out to a lady not far from us and went to the front door, and the lady answered with, going through chemo, and it was a surprise gift actually. So Kai handed over I think it was a $2,500 flight center about. It was all on holiday, so it was a great gift. But I think Kai cried for like 2 hours later.
It must be quite draining though.
Yeah, absolutely draining. So I think what we've learned is we absolutely try and connect, but we also have to keep
distance, because otherwise, so therefore that's not only does it win that you get a bit of buy-in,
absolutely, because you just be too much to try and go out, and because he's also we're big softies, all four of us. So
you really are, you sweeties.
We get to know someone, which we want to get to know them, but if we
carried it all with you though,
it's too much, and then obviously with So
God, I can't tell. I think you're doing it.
No, so that's been one of our challenges, is I guess dealing with
the emotional management of that and the stress of it.
Yeah.
And I bet you feel like you can always just do more.
That's right. That's right. 100%. And also other challenges are things like I guess keeping it small enough for us to manage. It's great that we're doing stuff around the country. We've helped some people interstate, but our core's Melbourne, and when we help people interstate, it's got to be through someone we know, through one of the Quest franchisees in a location or somewhere where we can do it, because we're just not big enough to go out there. But just managing
takes too much of your time too, right?
But we love it. But I know we love it, but it's got to be manageable for us to keep it going, because we're 12 years in, and we want to keep it going as long as we can. So
tell me, do you find? I imagine the longer you've been doing it, obviously the bigger it gets, so you're a victim of your own success. But
Yes.
like the gala itself must take a huge amount of time,
does.
a month in the lead up and
It does.
booking it out.
Yeah,
and
look,
then-
the four of us, we'll have different roles.
do you?
know,
Yeah, quite delineated.
Yeah, we pretty much, and
Yes.
you know, Kat's the IT and the booking side of
Yes.
things and stuff, and Kai is the organizer side of it.
Yes.
Nathan's our salesman. Nathan's very good. He should work for you one day. He's actually very good at sales.
Shout out to Nathan.
He doesn't realise how good he is, but he's very good at sales and great public speaker.
Yeah,
You know, and
right.
we all just do our part. And I think it's you know, again, it gets stressful for us all when there's
Yeah, of
times where
course.
we all probably get a bit naff at each other, but it's all worth it because we have the gala and we all sit back and we see 800
That's
people.
so impressive.
You know, we raised 100 grand last year, which, you know, again, 100,000 went through to
Genuine people that
where
you
it's
could
gone to.
see.
Yeah.
So do you reckon then that everyone having really clear roles, was that something you learnt from working together?
Absolutely. I think
Yeah.
it didn't take. Look, Nathan can't even turn on a computer basically, so Nathan wasn't doing.
Nathan,
Sorry,
it sounds like you would be a good salesman.
I love
you
him,
know,
mate.
Yeah.
He's a landscaper. He does he's great at what he does, and
Yep.
he can do an email, but he's not IT savvy. And you know, Kat's she's a whiz. She's an architect, but she's a whiz on that. So it was we very simply fell into. I'm probably the behind. I love doing the organising side of it.
Yeah, you're
Kai and I,
great at
Kai's
that,
the booker,
yeah.
and Kai organises all the entertainment, all the stuff. So.
Yep.
And Kai's background was also events and conferencing for a long time
Before.
before hotels. So Kai's been in that
Yep.
space a long time, and I
Yep.
think we all just fell into our.
I think
Yeah.
clear roles, though. I know
Yeah.
it's a family business for
Yeah,
us too. You know,
that's right.
my grandmother used to say, "Good fences make for good neighbours," and I
Yeah.
think that's the same.
That's right.
That really is.
That's
Hey,
right.
I am so glad that we're supporting in a tiny little way. This year we are going to continue.
Yeah.
It's really impressive what you've done.
Thank you.
And I mean it, not only so well respected in the franchise network, and I know you're always helping people there,
Yeah.
but it's really amazing. So we're going to share the details of the charity.
Please do. Yeah.
Absolutely. So hopefully you'll get a lot of memberships and we'll
Yeah.
see you at the gala, and thank you very
And
much.
if anyone wants to get on the golf days like you have, you support Charities Resort Brokers and the team
Yes.
support every golf day. But you know, if there's any companies out there that want to jump on and support our golf days and bring a team along, bring your clients along, it's a really
Coming
good
to get you too.
Yeah, we're coming
Last
to
year
get
it came up a little bit quickly on me,
Yeah.
but no, actually,
Yeah.
some people who have joined have
Yeah.
all said, like I did when
Yeah.
I went to the dinner, how it was like great networking, perfect length of time.
Yeah.
You know, a bit of golf and then
That's
a
right.
nice lunch.
That's
so
right. That's right.
not too late in the day.
Yeah.
So no, there's definitely value in it commercially, but also it's just such a good charity.
Yeah, thank you, Trudy. We love it. Thank you.
No,
Appreciate
thank
it.
you. Thank you so much for joining us at Resort Brokers Radio. Please subscribe and follow us and give us a 5-star review so we can be back again next time. Thanks a lot.